Good morning, y'all, and happy Thursday. Today we are going to be making a favorite around our home, and that is red beans and rice. We love it, especially when it gets chilly out, like today is, and so we eat this. It's a staple regularly. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. So today, for our sausage, we do love to do deer sausage. That's like our favorite for the red beans and rice. And today, one of our patients, Skip, gave us the deer sausage, so it's super yummy. This one's like got a sweet chipotle to it, super good. So thank you, Skip, for the sausage. We really enjoy it. All right, so remember last time how I said I often like to, when I made the barbecue chicken, I throw it in the crock pot, frozen. Same thing with the sausage. I like for this to do it frozen because it's easier to slice up our sausage when it is frozen. Can y'all see my cutting board? I feel like you can't see it. I'll scoot over. So I just slice it, about this thick. Like, I don't know, half an inch thickness. And I'm not consistent with my sizes either. But I find that the knife just goes through it so much quicker than when it's thawed out. So, and it works because when I'm last minute, I can still cut the sausage, and I'm all about that since sometimes we get busy. So it's a good little tip if you're like me. All right, and we will do, my family, we love this so much. We do 2 sausage links, like 2 of these packaged. So I'm cutting up one and here's the other one. We will use both of those in our, just turn the pan on. Sorry, y'all. Just turn on our stove. We will use both because we love the sausage so much that whatever's left over, if we just do one, we'll eat all that sausage that first day, and then there's just a few little beans left. So we use 2. All right, we'll go ahead and throw that in there. All right, and then the other one. Hopefully you guys are having a great Thursday today. I woke up and the sun, it's chilly, very chilly. But the sun is so bright and shiny. I love that. I live for the sunshine. It's my favorite. Okay. This one's almost done. All right, so here's so you can see, here's one link. Hello, Lee, good morning. We had one just fall. All cut up. So we will add this to our pan and let that start to cook in. Rinse my hands real quick. Okay. Give that a stir so they're all kind of getting some heat a little bit. So, how are you today, Lee? You having a good day? Anything fun and exciting happening for you? All right, so now we're just gonna have a medium-sized onion. Now, remember, my kids like those giant ones. I've been watching them at the grocery store when they're helping me. So let's cut up our onion. We're gonna dice it up. And I cut off the 2 ends. I don't know the official way to cut an onion. I'm glad you're doing pretty good. I cut off the 2 ends, and then I just peel my skin. Sometimes that first layer is kind of you have the flaky, and then you have the really thin one, so I take that off. All that. All right, let's go ahead and dice this up. Do you like red beans and rice, Lee? Is that something you enjoy? What do we have? Miss Linda, hello. Oh, and Dr. Gabby, how are you? Okay. And then the other one, so when I cut my onion, we peeled it, so then I just cut slices, and then from there, dice it. That one fell over. Okay, so I have my slices, and now I'm just going to dice those. Yeah, I know, they are a favorite. Kind of. Your dad loves them, huh, Lee? Yeah, that's something we love. And I told my husband this morning that we were having red beans and rice. He was very excited. He was like, oh, that's good, that's good. So, it's definitely a staple, like I said. All right, so our onions are diced. And then I just kind of look to make sure I didn't miss it and have a big chunk of a piece of an onion. That wouldn't be very fun to bite into that. All right, let's check on our sausage. Give it a little stir. So like most recipes will be like at this point, like, you know, cook the sausage and then transfer it to a plate, and then in the juice, cook your onion and garlic. I don't do it that way because I feel like that's just an extra dish. I pretty much just throw it all in there. You know, the sausage is going to stay cooking anyways because it's already cooked, and at that point, and you want more flavor. That's just how I do it. But I tell you, this sausage is super good. I wish I could be like, can you go get it at the store? You got to skip up at the office sometime and be like, hey, can I get some of your deer sausage? It's super, super good. When I made it a few weeks back with it, the family was super excited because it's kind of got like a little sweet with a little kick, but not too hot since it's like a chipotle. So at the grocery store, I'll get, if we don't have any deer sausage from somebody, I will get like a all beef sausage. I'll have to show you which one. I don't have any at the house today for that, but that's what I would typically get. We're gonna wait a minute for our sausage to cook, because the downfall is it will take a little longer since it is frozen, but it's easier to cut, and I like that, and it's quicker under planning when you're last minute, like I tend to be. I don't know how about you guys are. Are you guys meal planners? I am not. I mean, I am, but then I sometimes fall behind on it. Okay, so you know what? At this same time is where you would get your rice started. So have your sausage start cooking, and then for your rice, we use brown rice in our house, and this is just the HEB brand of brown rice I get in the bag. Not a certain name brand. So we use a rice cooker. For years and years, I did it over the stovetop. But brown rice takes forever. So my mother-in-law always did a rice cooker. So finally one day I just was like, I'll try it. And it's a lifesaver. It's so great that it doesn't spill over all over the stove, because you gotta make sure you have the right temperature on the stove one. So I do a rice cooker. So what you do, the rice cooker comes with like a little plastic cup. So you just fill your, you know, cup up, and you're like, oh, 1 cup of rice, and you just dump it in your rice cooker, and then in the rice cooker it's got lines on it, and you'll just fill it up to that one line for 1 cup, and then you just cook brown rice, and you're done. It's so easy, and I love it, and it just sits over there. It's on the other counter, and cooks. So, but I'll show you our other options. So when we don't have a ton of rice in our diet, sometimes we will use the cauliflower rice. So I typically get the non-flavored. The other day at the grocery store, all they had left, everyone's I guess eating cauliflower rice, was the savory herb, which that works. So I will use cauliflower rice. So for that, we'll turn on our other stove top and get that started. Oh, I can smell the sausage. Oh my goodness, it smells so good, y'all. All right, so I just dumped in my bag, open it up, and dump it all in. And there's not a certain brand I stick with the cauliflower rice. I just see whoever has it some. I do know if you like go to Costco, they have like a big bag with a whole bunch of like individual, like 6 or 8 individual bags in there. That's nice. So I just throw it in the pan frozen, and it kind of will be like a little bit lumpy, like balls, like this, and I just break them apart like that. This one's kind of got like, you can see the mixture of the garlic herb in this one. Typically it would just be all white. So let that kind of break up. I add a little bit of water and a little bit of butter, but we need to stir up this. Yes, we're getting some juices in there. So now this is where I'll throw in, because it's starting to cook some, I'll throw in our onion. Give that a mix. And then for this pan, we'll add just a little bit of water. I have a little pot filler here. Not much water. Actually, let's do a tad more. I don't know. That was like maybe, let me think, like an 1/8 of a cup, I'd say. And then butter. Jax, will you grab me a thing of butter? I didn't get butter out. We like to put butter in our cauliflower rice. This one actually, I don't think I'll probably need a ton, because it's kind of got some of that herb mixture in there. All right, and then I just cover the rice and let that cook for a minute. All right, so now we're gonna do our garlic. So we have our onion cooking in there. Kids are all coming downstairs. They're about to start their school day. I have, these ones aren't huge cloves, so I have, what is this? I can't count. 1, 2, 5. So they're not very big. Like, that's just 1 clove. That one's pretty, these are pretty small. Sometimes you have big ones. So if you have huge ones, you can probably do 3. But I will do 5. And this is at preference. I like to chop mine over mincing them. If you like to mince them, you can get your mincer out and do that. But I just dice them up, just chop them. Super fine. I think the hardest part is getting the skin off. So, Lee and you guys, what is your favorite winter food then? Because we do love red beans and rice, and we like chili too. What do you enjoy for wintertime? What is your like comfort food? Your go-to comfort food? Oh, and Dr. Gabby's on too. All right, so I first just slice it, and then I'll go back, and then I want to keep moving closer to the camera, but then you can't see the board. Dice it all up. And I don't worry about getting it super, super fine. Chili, people, oh my gosh, yes, chili is good. So do you go all out like the chili with like, so do you do beans or no beans? It's so funny, I always do beans with mine. So are you a beans or no beans, Lee? And then do you do it with Fritos and like a Frito pie style when you have your chili, or just the chili? All right, so we have our garlic diced. We'll throw that in there. Give that a stir. All right, so we'll cook that until like the onions are translucent. So just chili, huh? So you do beans? Yes, me too. I know some people do not do beans, especially in Texas. They're like, that's not a Texas thing. And then, yeah. So we'll have to make chili another day when it's cold out. So we do just till the onions are translucent, so kind of clear color, and then we'll go to the next step. So we'll give it a little mix. All right, check on our cauliflower rice. There's a few little frozen pieces, so I'm just chopping those up. All right, and then we have our actual brown rice in the rice cooker cooking, and which I like because you just throw it in there and you don't think about it. So just chili. Lee, what else do you enjoy for your, if it's colder outside and you have comfort food? Okay, so next up, you grab a colander, and I just use canned beans for this. I do not soak my beans in for hours. So I will use 3 of just the normal size, the 15 ounce kidney beans. And so I feel like the juice in there is not good. So I drain it in my colander and then rinse them. Because like when you rinse it with water, you see like all this like, almost like soapy bubbles. I don't know. So I always drain the juice out. So that's 3 cans of the red kidney beans. I know, right? It is a chore. That's the only thing I really make from scratch beans is, and I wouldn't say every time, is refried beans. We love homemade refried beans. That we put effort in. The rest of it I don't. Okay, so my beans are in my colander, and I'm just going to give it a quick little rinse. Get that like bubble solution off. And then just shake it to drain all that water. All right, I'm gonna leave it there for a second. All right, I lost my spoon. There it is. We'll give it a mix. Oh yeah. Let's see, let me show y'all. See, our onions are now clear and like soft, and they're not so hard and white. So, perfect. Oh my gosh, it's looking so good. Let me see if I can, this is a heavy pot. Let me see if I can pick it up and show you. So you can see where we're at. Look at, oh my gosh, look at the sausage. Oh, it smells so good. Love it. Okay. There we go. So now we will throw in water. So I just use right here, and I just kind of gauge till it kind of covers up the sausage. So probably it's a couple cups, like 3, let's say 3 cups. And now we'll throw our beans in. And then the rest of our spices. Let's see. I'm missing some measuring spoons. Oh, that one fell. All right, I have a half of a teaspoon, so this will take. So I throw in 2 bay leaves, and it's sometimes, you know, your bay leaves are kind of small, so I'll do more like, or they're like torn. So then I'll do 3. Like this one's really little. So with that, I'll do 3 bay leaves in there. So throw your bay leaves in there, 2 to 3 depending on the size. Then we need some parsley. So with the parsley, let's do, that's 2 teaspoons of parsley right now. This is kind of where I start to just wing it. I'm gonna have to write it down. And then we have some thyme. We'll do 1 teaspoon of thyme. And we'll give it a mix. All right, this is where I have to throw my head back and smell. Yep, that smells good. All right, so then I just kind of turn it on medium high, and we will let that cook till those beans get soft, and then we will throw in some more spices if we need them, and salt and pepper. So we'll give that a second. We'll check on our rice to see how they're coming along. Oh, look, the rice is starting to cook. See, it's starting to get fluffy. It's not hard and frozen. So it's almost done. And then I will check the rice. Hold on, I'm gonna come out a screenshot for a sec. You can hear me, but can't see me. I'm great. How are you, Maria? You doing great? Okay, so the rice cooker looks like, let me come over here, this big old thing. And on the front, it's got buttons. So I just pushed the brown rice one. That's what we were doing. So inside, let me grab a spoon. I'll show you. So the rice is all nice and fluffy. Look at that. And what I love is since the rice is already done and the rest is it, you just keep it in. I like to kind of fluff it up because the bottom pieces kind of get tighter down there. You just keep it in the rice cooker and it stays warm while the rest of your meal is cooking. Oh, look at that. So good. My kids love rice. And brown rice is definitely a better option for you guys than white rice. It's more processed. All right, so we'll just keep it closed in here and until our sausage is done. Your students love this dish. Oh, well, that's good. All right, so we'll give it a minute. This is where if I was Magic Kitchen Chef, it'd be great because we have to have our beans cook and get all warm. All right, let's check our cauliflower rice. It is almost done. I went ahead and didn't add butter. So typically I would add butter. So when I buy non-flavored, I would do a little bit of butter to give it flavor. This one, since it had the garlic herb in there, it didn't need any additional flavor. Just a little bit of water. All right, let me show you this. So this is done as well. So it's nice and fluffy. That was really loud. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is as soon as the beans are cooked, we will we mash them. So you just take the bean against the side. So you have your water, and it needs to, it'll be too runny, and red beans and rice need to be thickened up. So you don't need to add anything to thicken up your red beans. You just use the beans and you smash them up, not every single one, a majority of them. You'll smash up against the edge of the pan, and that's what's gonna thicken up instead of it being like a running soup. And so once those beans start cooking, I would just start smashing up. Let me see if I can get that in shot so you guys could see the action of it. I would just with the back of my spoon, and that's why I like this flat spatula spoon, because it works really great for this. And I just scoop the beans against the edge and push back like this motion, and that's a piece of sausage. And so I'm just gonna move the sausage out of the way, get beans, and then smash them. And as you smash them, it just helps thicken it up, so then you're not, like right now we're just still, it's kind of runny and soupy. You don't want that. And that will thicken it up. And then you'll just add salt and pepper to taste, and then you're done. That is it. That is why I love red beans and rice. It's super easy, minimal ingredients. So I will post a picture since the beans will take a little longer to cook. And you guys have a great Thursday, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.